Welcome to a cheeky part 2 episode of Opening Round. We've got some spare time on our hands, so we're diving straight in to try and bring you the final 4 races. Make sure you've checked out part 1 of Opening Round to know exactly where we are so far. So let's see where we qualify. P1 for Verstappen, and we're going to use the 222 on all our drivers here. We're going to go Gladiator from the front, and then Lewis Hamilton will be coming on to dead fast on driver 2. When we click it, it works. So here we go then. We've got to get past rival Verstappen and AI Verstappen, and we're going to be launching off the start. So can we get a good start? Looks like a potential bot, and it would be a bot after the first 4 races we've had, and already we are in to P1 and P2. So what we're going to do is, from the front, very good strategies is to do a 2-2-2 with both, and it's basically just creating a gap between them and then boosting both off. So we're all good on that one for now. We're going to keep Verstappen pushing. We're going to hold this position here, and then we're going to wait for the moment to push. So round a couple of corners to go, we will start the push with Lewis Hamilton. So we'll wait to about now, and then we'll hit the power and we will push off, and that will complete us to have a nice gap. We'll service Verstappen and we'll service Hamilton. The gap out front, 5.6, and with that dead fast we should now create a gap between the AI, which we are. So perfect strategy here in Belgium. You can use Eagle, you can do a 3-3 on the mediums, is another great strategy. But as we come down, Max Verstappen is about to enter the pits, and he will, and then we'll start a conserve phase then, and he'll might as well service while we can. Verstappen's our only real danger with him and Leclerc coming in the pits, and we are out P1 and P2, so we're just gonna basically conserve for a little bit. Rivals come out on hards, so that's pretty much game over for them. And Verstappen's going to pit on the mediums. So this is a job done now unless safety car becomes an issue, which we obviously don't want it to be. So we just got to manage. We're going to wait for a lap again, and then we're going to start pushing with Verstappen. Obviously Gladiator, speed, fuel and blocking, great for this track. Dead fast as well. Obviously, it just doesn't need any explaining, but speed, fuel, and a bit of tyre management to go with it. Why not? So we set them both to pit. We don't need the servicing. We've already took that hit already. And now we can race towards lap number 5. And we should have good fuel for both of them left. Verstappen will be very close to just under 2 laps of full boosting. And he'll now come in to the pits. He'll be very close to 2 laps actually. 3.2 is what you need, so he's bang on the money. And here comes Hamilton on that dead fast coming in. No double stack around here. Crew are getting paid extra this month. They want a big bonus, so they're absolutely flying them pit stops out. And out comes Lewis Hamilton. So 2 laps to go. No safety car to ruin us now. And it should be a clean sweep to the end. A lot of traffic going to be coming up as well as Verstappen gets past Stroll and nearly Albon, but Hamilton closes in that gap. Main thing is we're well ahead of P3. It's basically 13 seconds from P2 to P3, and we're going to continue through. So Verstappen starts his last lap, so does Hamilton, using them softs, so both of them can get 2 laps, no problem at all. And we're just going to lap as many cars as we can. Round the outside, up the inside as well, coming up. There we go. Can we catch the hard tyres of the rival bot? Let's find out. Can we lap him? I think we'll be very close to him in the end. And I said you needed 3.2 laps for 2 laps of pushing. I'll look at the fuel now. We're down to 0.4. So we are very close round Belgium. But that is 1-2 in Spa. And it is a 47-point return after the first 4 races were a dropped point. Race 6 from Suzuka, and it's a throw-up. You could use Vettel here, but if it's dry, you will start further back. And it is a dry qualifying, so the right choice is to use Lewis Hamilton for me. If it's a wet race, we could have done with Vettel, but that's the risk that you take here in GP. So let's have a look. P1, P3. We have got a wet race to begin with. So I don't really want to use tuning, so I'm just going to stick a SAR on, and I'm going to use Hex as well. It is potentially a real player. I didn't see when they read it up, but we are P1 and P3 off the start, so we should be able to get a good boost off the line with both drivers starting one in front of the other. Rival using Norris, real player indeed then, so let's make sure we navigate this successfully. Don't want to drop any more points than we already have. The 3 points dropped so far, so we don't want to drop any more. Rival using self-control and ballast, so taking advantage of them 3 boosts around F1 Clash. So we're probably going to go a lap longer with Verstappen. We've got 1 minute and 30 until the rain disappears, and we've got the rival back in P3. So we don't want to be pitting early here for any basically wet tyres again. So we want to just manage this out as strong as we can. Potentially 4 laps, even 5 laps on the wets. Probably going to be lap 3 by the time, end of lap 3, it starts drying out. So we probably could manage this to do 5. Hamilton can do 5 on the Hex. But it's going to be a lot closer. He's already down to 66%. You can see how much quicker Hamilton is over Verstappen on that Hex. Tuning is a great boost around here in the wet, but I don't have many left, so really do not want to use it. So that's why we've gone with SAR. Coming in to lap 3. End of this lap, rain will disappear and the sun or clouds will start coming out. And we'll see. It probably take about 2 laps to dry, so it's definitely an end of lap 5 pit for some dry tyres here. And I think there's a chance I could take a risk here. I think I am. I'm going to push Hamilton. I'm going to get him ahead. I'm going to cover off and pit some wets. Got a nice gap over P3. I don't think the track's going to be dry enough next time round. So I am just going to pit and alter the strategy. Verstappen can do another 2 laps, nice and easy. Where's Hamilton come out? He's coming out in P2. Absolutely fine. We'll keep an eye on the rival from there. Self-control. We've got Hex with us, so shouldn't be an issue. And look how slow that track is drying at the minute. 94, 93. It's going very slowly. So we're going to basically pit Verstappen at the end of this one, because it is drying very slow. Let's start pushing Hamilton, because we'll just come back in the pits again with Lewis. I don't think there's any point risking this. And we go through with him. Verstappen I can push anyway. We're going to have plenty of fuel left over. And he comes out in P2. Rival pitting for wets in P3. He'll be able to go 3 laps as well. But it's only Hamilton we've got to worry about here, because he's probably going to have to come in again. But we've got another lap we can do at least. And we'll probably stick on some dries. That Hex will help in the dry if it is still a bit wet out there. Dry tyres with Hex is not bad in the rain. And certainly we will be doing another lap. We could probably conserve all the way around. 44%. But we don't need to. Let's just boost out. Let's just keep running. We'll come back for some dries though. Some soft tyres for the last lap. Should be down to about 25% by then. With the rivals only just P3, P4 now. So we are going to change up the strategy. Rivals pushing on that self-control. We'll come in for some softs. Verstappen will retake the lead of this race with 1 lap to go. Probably just dry out at the end of this race. Hamilton will start to catch up now. Softs with Hex in the rain is not too bad at all, and you can see him start closing in on Tsunoda, who is out there on wets as well. So we're now past Tsunoda. Look how quick that was. I know it's a back marker, but it was fairly quickly. But Verstappen is going to hold on to this race victory. It's going to come right at the end of lap 7, just to dry now. So Hamilton's starting to fly. But it is going to be P1 for Verstappen, P2 for Lewis Hamilton. 47 points, 2 out of 2 in part 2. Race 7 in Silverstone, and one of my good mates we are playing sadly matched him out of all the times we could have matched each other, and this is the day we do it. So we could end up destroying each other's races. I just hope Dutch is not perfect at the minute, because I don't want to take points if I do. So this is not going to be a nice race at all to play against, but hey ho, we have to live with it. We're going to select the boosts when I find Eagle, and we're in. So let's see what happens against good old Dutch. It's a real shame. And it looks like, is he hard tyres? We matched really quickly. And is he... No, it looks like a bot. We matched up really quickly, but it looks like a bot. So I'm quite glad that is the case. But Hamilton's struggling to get through early on. Goes round the outside, trying to hold off P7 from Russell. I'm really shocked. I generally thought this was... Maybe bots do get there really quick then, because... No, who knows. But anyway, we're in P1 with Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton sitting in P6. And got Russell all over the back. So the rival's on hards, which is definitely a bot tyre choice. So we're just going to save tyres now. We've got hards and mediums ahead. Verstappen out in front, absolutely fine. We're going to try and get past one of these hard tyres down the straight. We're going to push just a little bit and see if we can't get past Max Verstappen. So down the straight we go. Is there any moves? There's one round the outside. Can he go up the inside? We can't get that position. We're going to cut back down. Verstappen about to start lap number 3 on them soft tyres. And still, we try and get Hamilton past Max Verstappen. We're going to push now round the outside. Can we go up the inside of this turn here? And we still can't get past them hard tyres. They're being an absolute pain as a couple people now pit. Verstappen, all clear at the front. And we've got hards, mediums left. So can we get anywhere near? We just keep conserving. It's going to be hard to get past that Max Verstappen in P2. I think we're going to end up dropping points potentially here. Although we've already dropped them, so it don't really matter. But we're going to keep boosting now. Let's see if we can get past Max Verstappen finally. And still, we cannot get past Max Verstappen. Here we go. No, still, we don't make a move. Somehow, we're not making moves on this Max. We're out in front of Leclerc, which is a bonus. But still, so rival P2 on the hards. Hang on, we've got a safety car. We've got a safety car out there. So that's going to help jumble us up a bit. So lap 5 will be under safety car, and then we'll have 2 laps. So we're going to go to softs. And Lewis Hamilton will go to softs as well. We might have had a lifeline in this race, because we're going to come out at least P6. And we're going to be on some super softs with 2 laps to go. So can we rescue this? Because otherwise we're in a pretty tricky position at that point. Verstappen will come out in the lead on them softs. The hard tyres go round. Lewis Hamilton comes in now. Can we jump the Red Bull in the pits? We can't. And what does he go on to? Mediums. So it's all mediums and hards in front. And we're going to have 2 laps to attack this field. Can we make it? 4 places to be made up. Hards and mediums versus Lewis Hamilton on some fresh softs. So can we limit the damage? That is the question on everybody's lips here in a thrilling race to come in Silverstone. As we field now bunch up. We're the only ones in the top 14 on the softs. So surely we're going to have an advantage. As it looked like Hamilton nearly glitched past then. So come on, can we put this to bed in race number 7? We're waiting for that lovely flashing light safety car to move out the way. and then it is absolutely racing to the max. We're going to move on to mediums. We're going to get ready for this safety car to pile into the pits, and then it's racing again in Silverstone. Here we go. Here it comes. We are boosting away. Can we make any early positions? We can. We're up to P5. Hards and mediums, remember, ahead of us. We should have a significant pace advantage. And that is it P4? It is P4, but can we hold on? We can. Now it's P3. Can we get past Lewis Hamilton on that hard tyre? Up the inside we try, and up the inside we succeed. One more to go, and this medium runner will go full boost next lap. So we have to get him this lap to make it a lot easier for ourselves. We go up the inside, we can't get it done. What about Max? Down into the last corner. Round the outside we go. And we have escaped Silverstone with a 47-point run. That was scary times, and it's a good job I wasn't on max points up to that point. Verstappen, though, well clear at the front. Lewis Hamilton back in P2. And that is going to be a nice, decent finish. Looks like we got Dutch's bot, though, so I'm glad it wasn't him. But it was suspiciously a quick matchup, so I don't really know what went on there. But never mind, we've made it past the bot, and we have come home for a P1, P2 finish in race number 7 from Silverstone. Here's the final race of opening round of your part 2 this week. Been lucky to be able to give you this, but we're going to get penalised because Vettel we're not using and it is raining. So Hamilton's going to start probably around P5, 6 maybe. No, he's not. He's going to start, or P4. We'll take that. We will absolutely take that. And it's going to be a dry start and potentially looking like a wet middle interval. So we're going to just basically set up for a dry race here. Softs go on, Gladiator and Dead Fast. How long is it dry for? Only a minute. And let's see if it's a real player. Doesn't potentially look like one. Medium and hards. And it will not be. But Hamilton's got a great start through the middle. And Verstappen and Hamilton lead the field from Verstappen and Norris and Lewis Hamilton. So we're going to cut down because we've only got 50 seconds until the rain comes in. We want to see how much this rain does come. P3 is Max Verstappen, so we're all good and we won't be getting attacked by him. So we're going to leave Gladiator on a medium boost. Remember, we've got extra fuel available. And let's just see if it is one of these 40-second interval ones or we're generally getting some bad weather in Monza. Remember, speed boosts are best around Monza, especially overtaking and fuel. But when it's wet, you do want to be using hex, tuning, exception, all very good boosts around here. 2.7 the gap. We're just going to cross the line as we start lap 3. So we'll get a nice solid 3 laps out of these soft tyres. And around we go. How long does the rain last for? Only a minute. So we probably are going to have to stick on some wets. And we'll start boosting Verstappen. Wets will go on for Hamilton as well. And I think the rest of the field will probably stay out here. But we're going to take the hit. It's going to get to about 65% by the time the rain starts to dry. So we're going to take the wets. Decision from the pit wall is chosen. And we now come in for those wet tyres. What about Hamilton? He's in. What you'll find is the AI will probably all go wets here on the next lap, maybe. We're about to find out. We're going to push though. We need to push these tyres. I'd assume Max Verstappen will go to wets. That is my assumption. It's going to be far too wet. And I think with it potentially drying, we'll see. We'll see. But either way, it's too wet for them right now. And we're going to make up the ground. So Hamilton goes past into P2. Slows through there. And he's now continuing his race through. So starting to dry and then it gets another cloudy interval and then rain again. So we're just going to probably come in for some dries at the end of the next lap. Going to continue round and get some softs at the end of lap 6. What does Verstappen do in the pits? I told you he'd go wets and they did. So we should be almost lapping the whole field eventually in this race. As Hamilton about to start lap number 6. Verstappen's already started it, and look at the carnage down here. We are lapping P8 at the moment, and these are all on wet tyres, a few on the softs or hards and mediums. We're going to continue through. And look, this is the extra fuel. It feels like I've been pushing for the whole of this second stint. Verstappen will come back for some soft tyres. Round he goes, lapping P5, and he is in. It is now dry for a minute, and we're back out with Verstappen. So everybody on them wets is now going to struggle even more. And the real race is how many people we can lap, because we're already past P10 and we're on the right tyres compared to everyone in the top sort of 10. Mediums and 2 hards is all that's left, and we've got a massive gap. And Verstappen's flying into the back of Alonso, moving up to P7. And we are lapping the field here in Monza into P4. 1 car left to lap for Max Verstappen, and that is the wet tyres of Verstappen. Can we lap him for a bit of fun? I reckon we can. What do you reckon at home? Can we get him on the last lap to lap? Here he is, look, absolutely struggling. And Max Verstappen running out of fuel, but it's going to take P1 and lap the field with it, apart from our own Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton coming around though, will finish off, and it is going to be a very solid 47 points. And let's see where that will leave us in the leaderboard while this AI finishes racing. But for us, nice 47. So let's have a look where that leaves us. And basically dropping points already, our top, basically P1 attempt is gone. We're not going to get P1 this weekend. We scored 373. It was that one race. We had a lot of real players, but that one race which cost us in race number 3, which is a shame, because we were perfect to that point. So we roll on tomorrow. Can we look at doing something decent tomorrow? Can we get 376 and maybe sneak a top 10? Find out tomorrow, and I thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.